Okay, level 3, challenge 3 then. So we've got another algorithm here. A worker gets paid £7 per hour plus 45p for every teddy bear they make in a factory. Write an algorithm that asks the user for the number of hours worked. So we've got hours worked, and if it's asking the user, it's going to be an input, and the number of teddy bears made. Okay, so if we were working out our inputs, we've got hours, or hours worked, and we've also got teddy bears, or bears made, whatever you want to call it, as long as it's sensible. It then works out the wages for that day. So if we're working something out, we've got a process. So how do we work out the hours worked? So we do it's going to be the hours times by 7, and we're going to get the teddy bears times by 0.5. Okay, they're the two calculations, but okay, we also need to add them together, which is going to be that one plus that one, and we'll look at how that looks in a minute. Now it says output their wages for a day, including a breakdown of how much they've got for hours and how much they've got for bears made. So we need to output the total, we need to output the hours wage, and we also need to work out the teddy bears wage, or output the teddy bears wage, sorry. So there's 3 things we need to output here. Okay, so now let's have a look at how this looks in practice. So once again, we follow that method. Okay, we get our information in first. So we say hours equals input, enter hours worked. Okay, and then we do the same for teddy bears. I'm going to call it bears when I write the actual algorithm just because it's shorter. So bears equals input, enter teddy bears made. Okay, so we've got our inputs. The next thing is we need to work out how much they've earned from the hours they've worked. So I'm going to call it hours wage. That's a new variable, so that's our third variable now. We've got hours bears and hours wage, and I'm going to say it equals the number of hours times by 7. And then I'm going to do the same thing for bears wage. So my fourth variable, bears wage, equals bears times 0.45. Okay, so I also need to work out the total. So I'm going to say total, fifth variable here, equals hours wage plus bears wage. I've got all my processes done, so now I need to do my outputs. So I'm going to say print total, print hours wage, and print bears wage. And obviously there's more than one way to go around that, but that actually achieves that task.